I think it's so cool that they've come out with an accessible driving game because obviously as blind people, like, that's definitely within top 3 things that sucks the most. Especially when you're 16 years old,
Yup.
like all your friends are getting their license
Yes.
and they're having that freedom.
I think literally every blind person understands that feeling.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright, Ross, we're back for the redemption gaming video.
Yes, the redemption video.
Yes, I'm hoping this is one of many.
Yes.
Because I think there's quite a few games we have yet to play. And just because I haven't found one that I like yet doesn't mean I won't find one that I like.
Absolutely.
I will spoiler, I did already play this once and I loved it.
Yes.
So, I do love gaming, just not all games. That's what I've learned.
And the thing is, like, I knew about this when we recorded our last video, but the game wasn't out yet, so I couldn't say anything.
Those damn NDAs, man.
I know.
Well, my boyfriend is super into racing games, aren't you?
Yep.
Yep. Note the, like, racing jacket on the chair behind me. So we're actually currently at his place, and he has, like, a racing sim. Is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
What is
Yeah,
it?
nailed it.
Yep.
When we first started dating, my boyfriend and I, the Forza game wasn't out yet. And he was showing me one of his games, and he was, like, trying to be like, okay, go left, go right.
Yeah.
It did not work out very well. I was like, I'm not good at this. But I got to try it a few weeks ago with Forza, and I think I did pretty well, would you say?
You did amazing. You were going faster than me when I was trying to do it with like a blindfold and the accessibility features. So.
And it was really cool because it was, I think, like, for us as a couple where, like, he's sighted and I'm blind, and I know, like, you have that same dynamic with your partner, it's, as much as they try to empathize with the experience that we go through every single day as a blind person, like, they just can't ever fully understand that. And I think it was a cool experience because when he's so good at playing racing games when he's sighted, but playing it blindfolded and experiencing what playing Forza was like as a blind person, like, understanding the learning curve of what it's like listening to beeps, feeling vibrate, like, and it like gave him a better understanding of what it's like for me as a blind person trying new things and like the learning curve that we go through when you don't get to just see.
Yeah, and this is really the case with assistive technology or just accessibility in general many, many times is there is a learning curve. And so me, for example, I would say average at Forza Motorsport, but other blind people I know have already bought racing rigs, are driving in manual and all this. And so it entirely depends on the person. Like I said, I've never used a racing rig, so I'm fully prepared for me to just drive around literally like a blind person.
Yeah. But you're really fast. Like, so you've been using it. This is a game that you can use either with a traditional remote controller, like that we were using when we were gaming at my place, or you can use it with the racing rig. And so you've been playing it with the remote controller, and you've been really fast.
Yeah. And the interesting thing is, and so Forza Motorsport, to just kind of give an overview, has all sorts of accessibility features: driving assist, text-to-speech, audio description, all that. However, when you play with a controller, you're able to adjust the assist, have them really heavy, really light, or none at all. Well, with a racing rig, there are automatically no assists, because if you're using a wheel and turning it, it can't like autocorrect you because you're holding onto the wheel. And so that's kind of even more incredible that you did really well at racing and you had 0 assists, while I'm playing on a controller and I have partial assist on still. So I'm really interested to see what happens.
This would be such a cool, like, Sweet 16 gift for a blind person.
Oh my gosh, right?
Is to, like, get them, like, a racing rig and, like, allow them to have that, like, simulation of being able to drive. And
seriously,
I know, like, I have driven quite a few cars in my day. I have many friends who have taken me to empty parking lots and let me drive their cars. But you said you've never really done that.
Yes, and there's a reason. So when I was 18, I think, around 18, and I haven't even told Molly this, but when I was 18, I was taking a taxi, and I was on the highway, and I had Dixie, my seeing eye dog, with me, and we, out of nowhere, I was listening to my music on my headphones, out of nowhere, we slam into the car in front of us, and then we have to, like, pull over onto the grass. And something that most of you will probably not know is that I have no sense of smell along with no sight. And so I, was kind of just waiting for police to show up and just kind of chilling. I began to taste gasoline in the air. And the taxi driver began like, banging on the window, like saying, get out, get out. Well, he said, get out, the taxi's on fire. And so literally I was in the middle of calling my mom, and I was like, all right, so he's telling me to get out. The taxi is literally on fire right now. I'm getting out of the car right now.
Oh my God.
In hindsight, I should not have told my mom in real time what was happening.
Being in a taxi and getting in a car crash is so much scarier than being in your friend or family's car and getting in a car crash.
Yeah.
Because at least when you're with your friends and family, you're with people you know and trust.
Mm-hmm.
And as a blind person, being in emergencies is so vulnerable.
Oh,
it is
seriously.
so scary. It's like one of the most vulnerable feelings is anytime I've been in an emergency, because I'm like, everybody else is trying to survive, and I'm here needing them to help me survive.
Well, yeah, and a perfect example of this, I don't know if you feel this way, it's like fire drills
Yes.
in like high school, cannot hear anything, like have to rely on someone else. It is terrifying. Well, here's the kicker, and you can find this funny or just abhorrent, but the guy said that he was startled because Dixie licked his elbow.
So he blamed
Yes.
your guide dog
Yes.
for him crashing.
And the reality is that there's no, even if you did startle, jerk your foot and press on the gas, you were still riding the person in front of you, so the fault is still on you. And so yeah,
that is so ridiculous.
Yeah.
I cannot.
Yeah.
I can't imagine being in an accident that is scary enough, and then having somebody there who's A, blaming you,
Yeah.
and B, like, doesn't know how to help you. Like,
Yeah.
doesn't know the correct ways to support a blind person. That would just be so terrifying.
Yeah, just all those experiences, I'm like, no thanks.
Well, the good news is if you crash today,
Yeah.
nothing bad happens.
Literally.
And one thing I loved, like, I don't know when you're using the remote control if it's like this, but one thing that it really helped me get better each time was that when I would go off the track, the wheel like is really shaking. So you can like, it feels like you're driving over uneven ground versus a smooth track.
Yeah.
And so I was able to use that to help me like get back. And something that really helped me was because my boyfriend had tried it, he told me it was like, because there's the beeps, right? And then there's, what's the other thing that happens?
There's a beep in the left ear and the right ear for as you're approaching the edge of the track. So it tells you with increasing volume and frequency, the closer you get to it. And then there's also the sound of the car itself, which tells you whether you're on the center of the racing line. And then understanding the racing line, Ross, you can try to describe this to her. It's a whole other thing.
Yeah, so the racing line is the optimal route on the track, the fastest route. And so sighted people can see it, like it's an actual line you can see.
Right.
Well,
it must be nice.
Yeah,
that sounds
right?
easy.
Well, now we can participate in that because the sound of the car engine pans left or right in your headphones based on where the line is. And so the goal for blind players is to keep that sound in the center. And then there are all sorts of other sounds that work in tandem. There are sounds when you're approaching a turn, when you're going through a turn. There's a person that calls out the type of turn and like how sharp the turn is, and like all of these work in conjunction together to create this accessible driving experience. And I forget if I mentioned it, but Forza Motorsport is the very first blind accessible driving game ever, so it's historic in a lot of ways.
Well, do you want to get in the rig and
I
start
am
trying?
so ready. Like I can't even express to it.
It's gonna be so funny how much further back the chair is for you and how we have to like bring it right up.
I know, right?
Okay, let's get
All right.
gaming.
Let's do this.
So Ross, if you come over here forward and then to the right a little bit.
Okay.
A little bit more. Okay, so that is the back of the chair.
All right.
And then it goes to the left. So you sit down on the left side of it.
Let's see. Oh,
Yep,
wow,
so
really
that's the
low.
chair. It's
Okay.
very low.
Yeah.
And then to your right. Sorry, I said
No,
left isn't
you're
my
good.
left.
Yeah.
So you're feeling the wheel there.
Yeah.
And then you basically, feel around because it's kind of hard to crawl into.
Yeah.
That's a microphone I have.
Yeah. It literally reminds me of like an arcade, like racing thing that you can sit in at an arcade, you know?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So you literally, if you are familiar with like F1 or like whatever, they really have to climb into the car in real life because it's so cramped. And this is no different.
Dixie, come here.
You're
You
literally
wanna see it?
climbing into it, and watch your knees.
Yep. I'm being very careful. Oh, I need to take off my shoes, right?
Oh yeah, that will help.
Let me.
It's so much easier being a short person
Yes.
in this thing. How tall are you? 6'2"?
6'2".
6'2",
and,
yeah.
You know, it really it is, how do I describe this? Let's just say when I'm walking around, my head hits branches a lot.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so you're kind of squished in there. You got a nice lumbar pillow.
Yep.
The wheel's pretty low for you.
That's okay.
Okay, so if you extend your feet out, you'll feel the
are really
pedals.
nice length.
Are they? Excuse me, Elton. Excuse me.
I think so. Are those the pedals right there?
That's the floor. So that's where your kind of your heel will rest,
there
and then that's
okay.
a pedal.
Oh wow.
And then is that too far away? I can make it closer.
Maybe just a smidge, yeah.
A smidge closer. Okay, so I'll adjust that for you.
Yeah, for sure.
But you have 3 pedals there.
Okay.
There's one on the right, one in the middle, and one on the left. So the one on the left is the clutch. You won't have to use that today.
Okay.
And then so you'll be using the one on the right and the one in the middle.
Okay.
The one on the right is the gas, and the one in the middle is the brake.
Yeah.
So you feel the brake is a lot stronger. spring.
Yeah, definitely. I can feel that for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so cool.
All right, so we're all set and ready to go. I can hear the same thing that Ross can hear. We both have headphones on.
Yep.
It's really funny because typically with this racing rig, there's like a screen, but my boyfriend removed it since, neither of us need the screen.
Yeah.
So how do you feel behind the wheel?
Hands are sweaty and I'm ready. This oh wow, that was a rhyme. Bars. No, but this just feels kind of surreal in a way, right? Like just I'm about to drive a car because this isn't like a video game car. This is a simulation. Like all the physics are there.
Yes.
And so I'm so excited. I nervous, but I for some reason this almost feels more natural than playing on a controller, and I haven't even tried it yet. You know, so I'm really excited.
Yep, that should do it.
All right. All right, let's see how I do now. This is a real test.
Okay, so you're off the track right now. Perfect.
Oh yeah, there we go.
That feels more normal for you?
Oh yeah. Here we go. Okay, finish the turn. Going straight. Floor it.
Left 5.
Okay, that's an easy turn. I don't need a brake for that, I don't think. Oh, it's telling me to slow down. Oh, oh, geez. Oh, now left hairpin. Oh, geez. Oh. Okay.
Right 3 long.
I didn't go too bad off track.
Personal best segment plus 20 CXP. Segment score 1.0.
Oh, this is really cool.
Press R to rewind.
Oh, that's not cool. That's not cool. Oh, that's definitely not cool. All right.
Segment score 1.0.
I feel like there's so much less
Okay,
beeping
so-
when you're playing than when I play.
So the force feedback is really cool, right? Like
Yeah.
when you were starting the slide, you went off track, you got back on, but you knew to counter to your left.
Yeah,
Just by
seriously.
the force feedback, right? Like it's intuitive.
It really is intuitive.
Yeah. You're already going faster than me, by the way.
Really. Well, kind of like Molly, I'm just like pedal to the metal. Let's go.
Oh, I mean, you're going to be way better than I am.
I don't know. We'll see. I'm not doing too bad, but
Personal best for segment farmhouse.
No, that's what I'm telling you. Like, you have way less beeping than when I play.
30.01 minutes. 10.780 seconds.
You already went like 30 seconds faster than me that lap.
Left hairpin.
no.
Dirty
Okay.
Off track.
Rewind. Let's see if I can do that turn. I think I need a. I'm a little nervous using the brakes, but I think I have to start using them now. So
I have a question for you.
yeah. Oh, whoa, that was
Press
weird.
R to rewind.
Sorry. Okay. Whoa, that feedback is so cool. Anyway, sorry. What's your
When you're doing this,
Mm-hmm.
can you visualize the shape of the track in your mind?
Yeah, so eventually, yeah, after you do a few laps, you do start to get a feel for it and like can kind of start to predict the turns before they're actually announced and things like that. So you can kind of like set yourself up for the best turn. So yeah, like as I do a few more laps, I'll most likely start getting better because I can like start predicting. There are a bunch of tracks in the game. I've only touched a few of them. This one I've never driven on before, so it's completely new to me.
It's interesting because I have no visual memory.
Oh,
But
really?
I know that you do.
Yeah.
So for me, I cannot visualize it. Like, I cannot create a picture
Oh.
of what the shape is. And so even when my boyfriend, like, traced the shape onto my hand,
Oh wow.
and even when I do the lap over and over and over again, I'm getting better, but I'm only getting better because I'm getting better at listening to the sounds. I'm not
Huh.
getting better because I'm getting better at knowing it. Like, I
Interesting.
cannot at all visualize the shape of the track in my head, and I cannot memorize it. Like, it doesn't stick in my
Very
mind.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got another Another reason.
Left hairpin.
We're all different.
Yep. Oh, see. Yeah, I'm definitely overcorrecting a bit. Alright, left 5, I think.
Press R to rewind.
Oh.
Right 3 long.
Okay. I saved myself there.
Segment score 1.0. Press R to rewind.
Oh no. Hold on. I wanna try to fix that. But I definitely like sometimes I feel the wheel like jerk a little bit. It's really interesting.
Rewind done.
Alright,
Turn resume from here. Or rewind further. Escape cancel.
let's see if I can. I should really like take things slow. I'm like trying to go too fast. Oh jeez.
Is this more fun than playing with the normal controller?
Segment score 1.0.
I think so. Like it's way more immersive.
Yeah.
Way more immersive. Okay. Yeah, like right there, the wheel is like giving me some resistance. I'm kind of curious what causes that. Like, is it just physics? Yeah, so there's really just a left 5. Oh, there's a hairpin. I never realized that. Oh, geez, that would explain why I'm struggling a bit.
Segment score 10.0.
That hairpin is definitely going
Right
to
3 long.
be difficult. Okay, then a right 3
Segment score
long.
1.0.
See, I'm already starting to remember the track a bit.
Left 3 long.
Segment score 2.1. Press R to rewind.
There's so much more feedback than a controller, like that helps you. I definitely think I'm a little like pedal happy, if that's the word for it. But
Segment score 1.0.
okay, and then yeah, that's and a left 5 coming up.
Left
So I'm
5.
gonna try not to brake.
Dirty lap. Off track. Press R to rewind.
Okay, I should have braked.
Rewind.
Do you notice when you do go off the track, like you feel how bumpy it is?
Yeah, I do.
I like that.
Return resume.
I gotta like really coast through this.
Return resume from here. Or rewind further. Escape cancel.
Yep.
Press R to rewind.
Ah, geez. Yeah, it's like whenever you go off track and then even like try to correct yourself, it's just like the physics are like, nope, you are not.
Press R to rewind.
Okay.
So Ross, this is cool. So you were talking about the physics earlier. In this particular turn, you're going over a crest, and the weight of the car actually gets lighter as you go over that left-hand curve.
Oh,
And
wow.
so you actually lose traction because you're essentially like going over a big bump, you know?
Yeah, that's interesting, and that's actually like been my one, I wouldn't critique of Forza Motorsport and like the accessibility is that there's no way to know like the elevation or like how steep something is, and that definitely does play a role.
Yeah, it affects your traction a lot.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. But it's interesting because like I know all these sounds, like all the sound effects, but it's like having to use them in a new medium is like having to learn it all over again.
Yeah.
What's a good racing song to sing?
Life is a highway.
Press R to rewind.
That's the only one I know.
All night long and crash a car.
Do you think you'd want to get something like this for your home to like be able to drive like this at home?
Press R to rewind.
Oh, I would definitely love to. Yeah.
Right 3 long.
Press R to rewind.
Oh. God. So cool.
Personal best segment plus 20 CS.
Okay, I'll take that.
Score 1.0.
I will take that. Hairpins are very hard. I will take that. I'm gonna finish this lap, and I think I'm gonna pass it off to Molly. There we go.
Nice.
That was awesome. Hands are sweaty, so I may have to wipe down the wheel.
That was super impressive. Yeah, I get very sweaty in the driving chair.
Yeah, right? It's like, it's just, I don't know, it just feels like there's so much more pressure because, like, you feel like you're driving a car. Like, when you're using a controller, it's like, oh, I'm just playing a video game. But, like, yeah, this is so cool. All right.
Yay, well, I'm excited for you.
Okay, so I am not in a natural driving position because I am so short that we have to like scoot the seat as close as possible so that my feet can hit the pedals, which means that the steering wheel is like at my chest and I'm sitting on a pillow to like give me a little bit more height. Ross is as low on the chair as he can, and we're
Yeah,
like,
I'm,
can
like,
you also
slouching."
like slouch a bit though? So his poor posture is due to the camera framing, not because he has poor posture. Just gonna give him that, you know.
Thank you for that disclaimer.
Yeah. I am very nervous. I am gonna say, I have 2 more disclaimers. I am sick. So if I suck, it is entirely due to the fact that I am sick.
Yes.
And in no way a reflection on my actual skill.
None. Everyone knows that once you're sick, like
You can't game anymore.
Yeah, you just can't game. Period.
Exactly. So, that's one disclaimer. 2, I played this for 30 minutes weeks ago. So, you've put me to shame. I feel very embarrassed. Okay, wait. I don't even remember which pedal's which. We're off to a good start.
Oh, okay, I can tell. So the left, or technically the middle, is
Middle?
brake. Or yeah, because
there's 3. Okay.
So the middle is brake, and then the right is gas.
Okay.
Buckle up, buckaroo.
Oh god. Oh my god, you sound like you're in like Cars or something. Wait, no, I'm not ready yet. Okay, wait.
It's gonna start off 0 miles an hour,
Yeah,
not like
yeah.
before. Where it's
Oh,
like
Elton's like, I want to drive. I
Oh,
want to be in the driver's
buggeroo.
seat.
He says, Mommy, I'm here for you. Let me do it. I'll take over. I can see you're anxious, and I'm here to make you less anxious.
He's so sweet.
Also to get attention, because I love the attention.
That's the primary goal.
Yeah, this is really the primary goal, but I pretend, because I'm a philanthropic guy, that I pretend that it's to help you. But really it's to get
That's
attention.
my excuse.
Okay, so can you remind me of what I'm listening for again?
Yeah, so the stereo beeps in the left and right, those are the track edges. And when I was learning to play, I definitely found those like to be the primary things I listened to.
Yeah.
Because turning was my biggest issue. But a really, really useful one that is easy to listen out for is the deceleration tone. So it goes like when you're going too fast into a turn, it'll go beep, 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 like to let you know, whoa, slow down. And so that definitely helps me a lot at the very least. So
I'm gonna hit resume.
No!
I'm gonna just do it.
No!
do it.
Okay.
You're actually in the grass right now, so just
Wait.
Elton.
He's scrambling himself on the microphone.
There we go. Okay.
Oh my God, Elton. Okay, you need to go over here, buddy, because you're knocking all of the equipment.
Okay, back on track. Yeah, you already seem to be doing a lot better already. Yeah, like that. Yeah, you're doing great. There you go. Yeah, so like, it's just how your brain works. Like, I'm the complete opposite. Yeah, oh yeah. You're staying right on the track. A little bit off, but I think you're fine.
Left 3 long.
Where am I? I'm in the bushes.
It's like, I think if you go right, it should bring you back on the track. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Yeah, you're doing good. Yeah, like there's already a massive improvement. And the funny thing is that like, I can almost tell that you've driven a car before. Like, you definitely seem to like have a lot more control than I do.
I'm in the bushes again. I keep going like off into the bushes.
I think like a couple more laps and you're gonna pick it back up to like how you were before.
Yeah. I mean, you've already gotten so much better just by doing a couple laps already.
I do like the feeling of driving through the bushes.
Yeah.
It's funny you call them the bushes. It's just grass.
It feels like bushes. It feels like you can hear like sticks almost.
It sounds like you're like driving through like a bunch of branches and
Yes,
stuff. It doesn't
yes.
sound like grass.
It sounds like branches are being broken, right?
Yeah. This is where I would always crash.
Left hairpin.
It's like, wait, can I pause? How do I pause? I find it's like really interesting. I think what I like about this as opposed to using like a controller is the physicality of it.
I agree.
Physically moving, and like I literally like when I remember when I was doing it for like 30 minutes straight, and I was just going like lap after lap. I'm like literally bracing my core.
Yeah.
Like it's like I'm working out.
It
like,
is kind of a workout.
Yeah, like it's much more physical. And because I'm a very physical person, I love doing things. And I'm a kinesthetic learner. I learn by physically doing things. I think that's why I liked this so much more immediately, like right off the bat than the previous games we tried, is because it just feels so real and physical.
Yeah, it does feel real. Like that's a perfect way of putting it.
I'll get back to it.
Left 3 long.
Yeah. I'm trying not to overcorrect, but then I'm like,
Yeah.
I think because I can't visualize the track, it's like there's no beginning and end for me.
That's fair.
It just is continuous. Whereas like if you can visualize the track, you know when you've started over.
Here's actually something interesting. So with the TTS, you can turn off, or you can customize the announcements. So you could turn them all off, but still have the one on that tells you when you completed a lap. Like, I wonder if that would possibly help. But,
Yeah, that's cool.
yeah.
The other thing is, I noticed like you really understand. You know that woman who chimes in every now and then?
Yeah.
You really understand what she's saying. I have no idea. Like
Oh.
I can hear the words she's saying.
Oh.
But I'm like, what does that mean?
I think I actually totally forgot to mention that, or like I didn't explain it in detail, but it gives you a turn 1 through 6. 1 is the sharpest or very sharp, and 6 is very shallow, and then there's hairpin, which is sharper than 1. I personally think it should have just been like 1 through 7, but yeah, like so yeah, 1 is really sharp, 6 is 5.
Okay,
or 6
so
is
if
pretty
she's
shallow.
telling me there's like a 1 turn to the right,
Yeah.
does that mean I'm turning into the right?
Yep, you're turning into the right, and it's going to be a sharp right turn. So she'll say right 1. But
So if she says like 1 right, that means I'm gonna turn my wheel upcoming to the right and like sharp.
Yep, and
if she says like 6 left, it means I'm gonna do a very small to the left.
like very shallow. You can
Okay.
kind of like, but just to, so it doesn't confuse you, she'll say the turn first and then the number.
Okay.
So she's like right 1, left
Okay.
6. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. I'm excited to go around again.
Yeah, right.
And see if like now that I understand what that means, if it helps me at all.
One cool thing about those numbers, I'm not sure if you knew this, Ross, is they're not just used in accessibility. It's a real world
Yes,
thing.
it's a real thing. Yeah, they were added as DLC to Forza Horizon 5, and I was like, oh, that is so cool. Yeah, it's a real thing, and just boom, accessibility by design, almost. Universal design.
We love universal design in practice. Okay, I think I'm ready to try again.
Okay, so if you hit that same button I told you to hit before, and then hit it again.
Your car turns in and stops in your pit.
I'm like confusing myself as to like I feel like you're really good at understanding the nuance of the beeps. Like you were saying like, oh, it does this when it's a turn. It does. I don't get that.
It's hard. Like it was, even for me, it was hard. It helps a little bit, but you can like change the pitch of the beeps and the settings to kind of help like distinguish them a bit more. But yeah, at the end of the day, they're all like still a bunch of different beeps.
Yeah. It's like a different language, you know?
Yeah.
It's like when you're trying to learn a new voice program or something.
Yeah,
Like
no.
it's just like, oh, this key is different than on a different, you know, it's just like there's a learning curve for sure.
Yeah.
But I feel like the learning curve on this is like less than some of the other games we played, or at least it's like there's more action to it.
Yeah, I agree. Totally agree.
There you go.
Yeah, so, okay, you just finished the right 3 turn. Or no, wait, no, you didn't. I think, now you're doing the right 3. Yeah.
Maybe this time around the track, try to listen to the car sound instead of the beeping.
Yeah.
Because I think when you hear the beeping, you're turning away from it, even if you're supposed to be on it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why, the optimal racing line, that confused me a ton when I first began playing. Alright, you finished that turn.
Alright, I think we got so much footage today that we're gonna have to do a part 3.
Yes.
And come together again to do The Last of Us.
Absolutely. It definitely a shout, and there's just too much footage to work with already, and I want to make sure you get the full experience, because I do have a feeling that you're gonna love it just as much as Forza, if not more. So
I'm very excited. I feel like after our first video together, I was like, maybe I'm just not a gamer. Maybe I just don't like gaming. And now I'm like, no, I just have to find the right games.
yeah.
And I feel like we're on the right track.
Yeah.
Eh?
Oh, that was a good one.
Get it?
I see what you did there,
Thank
JK.
you.
No, I didn't. But no, and I think it's really cool because like the first video, I tried to give you a variety, but generally they were kind of like top down, up down, left right. This time you got to play a racing game. Next time you're going to get to play like a action adventure game. So
I'm very excited about that. I'm very excited. What are your final thoughts after trying the Forza game on one of the sim rigs?
I want to go buy a sim rig now. It really felt what I would imagine to be driving a real car would feel like. And kind of like what we were talking about earlier, it just felt so much more real. It didn't even feel like I was playing a video game. Just with a controller in your hand, you're much more aware that you're playing a video game, but I was getting into it. Like you said, it's more of a full body thing. You're using your core, you're pressing your feet, and it was just great. And so I really think like, what if there was VR racing where people could do that in real time and like in the same world as each other? Or what if there are racing tournaments like in real life that blind people could do? There have already been online Forza racing tournaments held completely by blind people. So it's just it's gonna be really exciting to see where it goes, and I'm definitely gonna invest in a rig, I think.
Yay! I love that. I don't know if you know about this yet or have tried it, but there is now rolling out a self-driving rideshare service.
Yeah, so I've seen videos on TikTok about that. They're primarily based in San Francisco,
Correct.
Right? Yeah.
But they are expanding to LA where we both live, and they did like a test week, and I got to use it.
Was it like amazing and creepy at the same time?
Okay, so I'm gonna insert the footage right here for you guys.
Hello from Waymo. As we get going, just give us 1 minute to cover a few riding tips.
So basically, at first, I was with my mom, my dad, and Elton. Elton was very sketched out.
Yeah.
He was like, something is up with this car. We weren't allowed to sit in the driver's seat.
Okay.
So my dad was in the front passenger seat. My mom, Elton, and I were in the back seat.
Okay.
It was a Jaguar, so it was like a really nice
Oh,
car.
fancy.
Smooth ride. Like, it was really nice. But at first, all three of us and Elton were like very sketched out. We're like, this is terrible. Because it was like Santa Monica Boulevard. 4 lanes of traffic. At like 4:30 p.m. Like
kind
busy.
of like Uncanny Valley sort of feel. Like just, it's amazing, but it's like this doesn't feel right in a lot of ways.
But I will tell you, it was amazing how quickly you just settled right in. And I was like, this is the future. Like, I was so excited. It's what we've been dreaming about our whole lives as blind people. It's like that little straw of hope that people give us when they're like, one day a self-driving car will exist. And we're like, but will it?
Seriously.
And this is coming.
Yeah, and like, the envelope has been getting pushed back. Like, I remember in like 2015, there were articles saying, self-driving cars will be a thing in 2020. And it's like, well, we're almost in 2024. And but I've also read that like if everyone had self-driving cars, like theoretically they could all like communicate with each other and drive within like inches of each other and things like that. And so the potential is huge, and just
my mom and dad are both really picky drivers.
Yeah.
My mom's a massive backseat driver, and she had no quips. She had nothing to
Really?
remark on the
Wow.
cars. And my dad was like amazed at how safe and confident he felt in the car's ability. Like he was like, I feel completely at ease. Like he was like, this is better than any Uber driver I've ever ridden with.
Wow.
So I was with two-sided people who are picky about their driving,
Yeah.
and they were both really impressed, which made me feel at ease.
That's really promising. And then again, like you're in Santa Monica, that couldn't have been vacant. It was probably very busy.
Oh yeah, it was very busy, and I was just like, this is so exciting to think of a world where, as blind people, we can not only like use a sim rig to like play and experience what driving would feel like, but then also a world where we can get into self-driving cars.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like,
it's literally the best of both worlds.
we get both. We
Yeah.
get both safely and in a fun way. And so I don't know, the future for like driving and accessibility for blind people is really looking brighter than it's ever looked before between these two things.
Yeah, I mean, like I always say, the time we're living in right now is the best time to be blind, and it's only gonna go up from here.
Absolutely.
So.
I always say, like, I'm so happy and excited for the blind people born today, because they're being born into a reality that's very different than my reality in the 90s and early 2000s as a blind child.
Absolutely.
And I think about my older blind friends who, you know, went through law school in the 70s or 80s where they would bring their brailler and their braille books to class. And like, you know, with every generation, things get better and things get easier when we are being considered and thought about in the design process. So it's exciting that companies are thinking of us, whether it's at the forefront or it's an accident. Honestly, I don't care. As long as we get the benefits, I'm happy it's there.
Yeah, it's exciting that accessibility is slowly but surely bleeding into the the gaming industry. Just because more and more games are becoming accessible for not just blind people, but just people with all sorts of disabilities. And so it's truly a great thing, and can only get better from here.
Well, I can tell you one thing. This isn't the last of us, Ross, on this channel.
No, that was, you are out here with the puns today.
Thank you. It's the cough syrup. Flowing through my veins.
Yes.
Anyways, I'm excited to bring you back on this channel in the new year. Thank you for coming on my channel once again.
Thank you so much for having me.
More to come.
Yes.